What is good, YouTube? It's YB back at another video. Today, we're doing another reaction video. You know the vibes. It's Sunday, trying to learn something new, trying to grow each other every single day. So today, we got a video with Jeff Bezos. Y'all know who Jeff Bezos is, Amazon CEO, one of the wealthiest men in the world, the wealthiest man in the world, let me correct that. And I just feel like he's somebody that we can all learn a lot from. You know, everybody wants to be, well, wealthy or rich. Everybody has that really golden mind. And I feel like learning from the wealthiest, the richest man is something that, you know, we can all take some notes from. So I'm reacting to an interview that he had talking about some secrets to success. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to voice my opinion. I'm going to just talk to you guys, see how I feel about it, see how y'all feel about it, and just get right into it. If you guys like these type of videos, leave a like, subscribe, comment, share, do all those type of things. Yeah, I know the drill. And we're just going to hop straight into it, man. We're going to learn as much as we can and just go right into it. So we're here. My boy Jeff Bezos, Amazon CEO. Y'all already know who he is. I hope if y'all don't know who Amazon Jeff Bezos is, Mr. Jeff Bezos is, there's something's going on with y'all. Y'all need to know who this man is.
Many years ago now, we wanted a third-party selling business because we knew we could add selection to the store that way. And we started Amazon auctions. Nobody came. I think maybe our mother is the only one who purchased something on Amazon auctions. I bought a coffee cup. You bought a coffee cup?
I did.
Okay, so there were two purchasers. And then we said, well, what can we do? We opened this thing called Z shops, which was like fixed price auctions. Again, nobody came.
I didn't use that.
And then finally, and each one of these failures is like a year and a half long. And so we're trying to invent new things. And we finally came across this idea of putting the third-party selection on the same detail pages, the same product detail pages that we had our own inventory on, our own retail inventory on. We called this marketplace. And it started working right away. So that resourcefulness of trying new things, figuring things out, what the customers really want.
I find that some good advice. He doesn't really give explicit advice there, but seeing how many times Amazon failed, one of if not the biggest company in the world right now, how many times he failed, new ideas. Sometimes it takes a lot of failures to get, to the right idea. It takes a lot of trying bold ideas that you might not work out, but taking that risk on trying it. One of my mentors told me that if you're not failing, if you're not taking L's in your life, then you're not going as hard as you can, or you're not doing as much as you possibly can, because in reality you're gonna fail sometimes, right? So it's like, if you're not doing the things that are gonna require you to fail, then are you taking enough risk? Are you really trying your hardest to do whatever new ideas you have? It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. It pays off in everything. And it pays off even in your daily lives. How do you help your children? What's the right thing? My wife has a great saying. We let our kids use, even now they're 17 through 12, but even when they were 4, we would let them use sharp knives. And by the time they were, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8, we would let them use certain power tools. And my wife, much to her credit, she has this great saying. She says, I would much rather have a kid with 9 fingers than a resourceless kid. And which I just think is a fantastic attitude about life.
Good attitude, but I think I want my kids to have 10 fingers, but I get the concept. I get it.
You were 30 years old in 1994 when you decided to start Amazon.com.
Mm-hmm.
You had a great job. I remember you had a great apartment on the Upper West Side.
I've been married for a year.
You've been married for a year.
I had not been eating biscuits for 9 months.
And I'm just, how did you go through making the decision to drop what was a very good job and take this chance? It all seems very obvious now, right? This many years later that it paid off, but at the time it was not obvious.
No, it wasn't. And I did do a lot of soul searching. I went to my boss at the time, and I really liked my job. And I told my boss I was going to go do this thing, start an internet.
I think that's one of the hardest things in the world. I feel like leaving something that's safe and comfortable is really difficult for the majority of people. I feel like it's really, really difficult to leave something that's safe as opposed to trying to do something that you genuinely really, really want to do and you want to try and it might not work out. That's the point of a risk. But I feel like a lot of people, won't take that risk. And it's interesting to see, somebody who did take that risk and obviously succeeded. It's just interesting.
At bookstore, and my wife I'd already told my wife, and she's like, "Great, let's go." And
That's a great wife. Super good wife.
I said to my boss, he's like, "This is a good idea." He said, "I think."
I say that's a great wife, but they're not together anymore. They recently divorced. That's tough.
This is a good idea, but it would be an even better idea for somebody who didn't already have a good job. And that sort of made some logical sense to me, and he convinced me to think about it for a couple of days. So I went away. I was really trying to get my head around how to think about this. And I think for me, the right way to make that kind of very personal decision, because those decisions are personal. They're not like data-driven business decisions. They are, what does your heart say? And for me, the best way to think about it was to project myself forward to age 80 and say, look, when I'm 80 years old, I want to have minimized the number of regrets that I have. I don't want to be 80 years old in a quiet moment of reflection, thinking back over my life and cataloging a bunch of major regrets. And I think that regrets, our biggest regrets, in most cases, you can murder somebody, okay, you'd regret that. But in most cases, our biggest regrets turn out to be acts of omission. It's paths not taken. And they haunt.
Damn it, man. I agree so much. Those of y'all who know me personally, this is something that I've started recently talking about so much, man. For you guys that might not have paid attention, if you guys look in the back of my videos, there's always like a little, it's kind of like my vision board, and there's a quote there. And if you read the quote, it's the fear of regret should always be stronger than the fear of failure. And that's kind of exactly what he's saying right here. How he's saying that if he projected his life, if he viewed it 80 years into the future, or however many years he said, he wants to be able to look back and not have as many as regrets as he could. You want to not have regrets going up in your life, because those are the worst kind of pains. Looking back and thinking, damn, what if something could have happened? What if I tried to do this? Those are some of the things that are going to hurt us the most. And I remember reading one of these articles, and it was talking about how, like, people on their deathbeds, what are the, some of the things that they talk about, some of the things that they wish they did better. And a lot of the times they have so many regrets of things that they just wish that they did. And I think a lot of us, look at the fear of failure, looking at it as a perspective of, what if we fail? But I think looking back 20, 30, 40 years in the future, you might, hate yourself for not taking that risk and taking that chance, because, regret is a hard thing. It's something that you can't change anymore. It's nothing that you can fix, and it's really, really difficult. So that's why me personally, I always like to run with, the fear of regret should always be stronger than the fear of failure. It's kind of something that I've been doing with the YouTube channel. I was pushing it off so long just because, I didn't think I would have any success. I don't think I'm gonna, I thought I was gonna fail. And I was just like, you know what? Let's just do it, man. What do I have to lose? If I fail, I fail. At least I gave it a shot, and I gave my all into it. So kudos to Jeff Bezos for that.
Haunt us. We wonder what would have happened. I loved that person, and I never told him. And then they married somebody else. I didn't do this. And so that's the frame of mind that I put myself in. And once I did that, once I thought about it that way, it was immediately obvious to me.
It's so
I
easy.
knew that when I'm 80, I would never regret trying this thing that I was super excited about.
Yes.
And failing. If it failed, fine. I would be very proud of the fact when I'm 80 that I tried.
That's 100%
And I also
true, yes.
knew that it would always haunt me if I didn't try. And so that would be a regret. It would be a 100% chance of a regret if I didn't try, and basically a 0% chance of regret if I tried and failed.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Give it a shot. Talk to that person you like. Try out that new business idea. Try a new skill. Learn something new, man. Just go for it, man. You never know what could happen.
So I think that's a useful metric for any important life.
So,
Yeah.
going
It's a
back to
person
the
thing.
sense of adventure, can you talk to me a little bit about what the role that adventure plays in your life, and what is it that
Totally.
it brings to you? It's more than just a distraction.
Yeah, no, so that when I say to Adventure Fellowship, for me, adventure is you can choose. We all get to choose our life stories, and it's the choices that define us, not our gifts. Everybody in this room has many gifts. I have many gifts. You can never be proud of your gifts because they're gifts. They were given to you. You might be, tall, or you might be really good at math, or you might be extremely beautiful, or handsome, or, there are many gifts, and you can only be proud really of your choices, because those are the things that you are acting on. And one of the most important choices that each of us has, and you know this just as well as I do, is you can choose a life of ease and comfort, or you can choose a life of service and adventure.
How do you go?
That's interesting. He says one of the biggest choices in your life is choosing a life of, comfortability, being safe, or choosing a life of adventure and trying new things and trying to have this different lifestyle as opposed to the massive people. Do you guys think that's one of the biggest choices? I don't know. I mean, I'm 19. I'm pretty young. Wouldn't say I've made that choice, but I wouldn't say I haven't thought about it. I understand that there's bigger things in life than, just working, and, the bigger things that I want to achieve. So, that's interesting how he says that's one of the biggest choices you make in life.
About establishing that work-life balance that everybody, talks about and thinks about? You've got, you live a big life, right? And how do you
I get this
balance
question
it?
a lot. I get it. I teach senior executive kind of leadership classes at Amazon for our most senior execs, and I also teach, or not teach, but I also speak to interns, so kind of all across the spectrum. And I get this question about work-life balance all the time from both ends of the spectrum. And my view is I don't even like the phrase work-life balance. I think it's misleading. I like the phrase work-life harmony, because I know that if I am energized at work, happy at work, feeling like I'm adding value, part of a team, whatever energizes you, that makes me better at home. It makes me a better husband,
Yeah,
a
you're always
better
constantly
father.
happy.
And likewise, if I'm happy at home,
It
it
projects
makes
into the
me
workplace.
a better employee, a better boss, all the things. It's not primarily about, there may be crunch periods where it's about the number of hours in the week, but that's not the real thing. Usually it's about, do you have energy? And is your work depriving you of energy, or is your work generating energy for you? And there are people, everybody in this room knows people who fall into these two camps. You're in a meeting and the person comes in the room. Some people come into the meeting and they add energy to the meeting. Other people come into the meeting and the whole meeting just deflates. And
I think that goes into liking what you do. A lot of people, have jobs that they don't necessarily like or enjoy, but they're just doing it, they need the income. That's why I think it's important, man, to just find something that you enjoy and stick to it. No matter if you're making tons of money or little money, at the end of the day, happiness is the key to everything. And as long as you're happy, as long as what you're doing is giving you energy, you're going to be a lot better off in life down the line. And I completely agree. It's going to be better not only work-wise, but your house, your family, all types of things like that. So, money isn't everything. That's kind of funny saying it from the richest man in the world, but it's true, man. It's true.
And those people just, they drain energy from the meeting. And you have to decide which of those kinds of people you're going to be. Are you going to add energy?
And the same thing at home.
And the same thing at home. And it's a wheel, it's a cycle, it's a flywheel, it's a circle. It's not a balance.
Energy fuels energy.
Because a balance, that's why that metaphor is so dangerous, because it implies there's a strict trade-off. And you could be out of work have all the time for your family in the world, but really depressed and demoralized about
Yeah.
your work situation, and your family wouldn't want to be anywhere near you. They would wish you would take a vacation from them. And so it's not about the number of hours, not primarily. I suppose if you went crazy with, 100 hours a week or something, yeah, that maybe there are limits, and they probably. But I've never had a problem, and I think it's because both sides of my life give me energy, and that's what I would recommend. That's what I do recommend to interns and execs.
That's interesting, that last little part. He's saying that he enjoys both sides of his life. He doesn't give too much energy for each of them because he enjoys all of it. That's just a great, mentality to have. So that's the end of the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think. This is Secrets to Success, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos. And that was the video. I learned a lot of interesting ideas. Nothing really business related, which is really, really interesting. Nothing really financially related. Everything, moral and really taking into like the bigger things in life. That was super, super interesting coming from Jeff Bezos. So learned a lot out of it. Hope you guys got some stuff out of it as well. And if you liked the video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment down below your opinions and thoughts. I'll definitely contact you as well. And stay happy, stay motivational, stay fun. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I can't find it. I can't find it. There you go. Oh, shit. That's not the thing I need. It's over here, guys. It's over here. Duh.